something happened here. It's now or never. 'Cause something happened here.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Artemis Radio. I'm Wendy from Artemis.
Hi, I'm Dr. June. Great to be back.
And so today we have a very, very serious issue that a lot of people ask about, which is sleep. So I cannot wait for Dr. June to enlighten us because I have trouble sleeping as well. And I didn't understand what the meaning of deep sleep was until now, to be honest with you. So let's get started. What is sleep?
So sleep is our body's way of rebooting, resetting, right? So it's stopping the momentum of the day, right? Trying to let our body restore and start anew.
Right. So what happens when you cannot sleep? So is that the definition of insomnia, basically?
Exactly. So insomnia is either having trouble falling asleep or staying asleep.
Right. And would that be something that you develop slowly, or is it something that's very acute?
It could either be, acute or chronic.
Right.
So a lot of times during stress, if there loss of a loved one, or if something happened in your life that was so out of the ordinary, that can create a situational insomnia. So maybe you just have this insomnia, this trouble sleeping, this trouble falling asleep for a few months, which can develop into a chronic issue. Sometimes I have patients that say, I haven't slept a wink in years.
I know.
And they forget what it is to have a good night's sleep.
So what is the root cause of lack of quality sleep - insomnia?
So stress and anxiety is usually a big thing. Sometimes it could be hormonal, especially for us women. If there's hormonal issues going around, menopausal, premenopausal women, or just actually women with irregular periods.
Oh, wow, I didn't know
Irregular
that.
periods can have trouble falling asleep because sleeping has to do a lot with hormones, with cortisol levels. Estrogen, progesterone plays a role, and that is a big thing. Sleep is a pretty intricate and complicated thing.
I think we take it for granted because we just go to sleep and we wake up and we think that that's kind of how it is, right? But we do notice that a lack of quality sleep leads to a lack of a quality day, right? When you go to work, you can't, you grab coffee morning and then, an hour later, and then it just becomes the routine that you depend on to kind of function throughout the day. I honestly stumbled on good sleep because you were helping me medicate my pelvic pain, and I was taking CBD for that. And for the first time in I think years, the second day I was pain managing for that, I had the best sleep. Right? I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, it wasn't like, I can't even describe it. And it's like, I felt so relaxed when I woke up, and I didn't reach my coffee that day. I got up and was like, I'm ready for the day. And I have not felt that way in years. So I think that was what turned me on to sleep, because I was like, I was not really focusing on sleep when I was doing it. I was doing it for the pain. And after that, I'm like, how do I get this every day? Because it helped me function through my day because of that now.
Right. So true restorative sleep is you have to go through the REM stages of dreaming. You have to go through those stages of sleep. And a lot of times when patients come to me, if they've had one bad night of sleep that, comes up to 2 months of bad sleep, 3 months, and then 1 year, the doctor might prescribe Ambien, like a sleep aid, or like a Lunesta to help you fall asleep and stay asleep. But studies actually show that those sleep aids give you a false sense of sleep. It only averages out to about an extra 8 minutes of sleep. That's it. But it gives you this amnesia that you don't realize you had a crappy night of sleep. That's what sleep aids do. So you really don't get a true sense of restorative sleep. It's a fake sleep.
What?
Yes.
No, my close friends have been on sleep aids for like now years. And still, they're like, I'm still not getting that sleep.
Right. It doesn't feel well rested. But then at the same time, if you've been on it for a long time, you're afraid you can't fall asleep without it. Then you become anxious.
Right.
And you say, well, I need the Ambien, or I need my benzo, I need that Xanax to fall asleep. Otherwise, I won't sleep.
Right.
But you really don't get, an extra 8 minutes maybe, right? So you don't really get restorative sleep. So the cycle continues.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So a lot of our customers who come in, sleep is like a huge issue for them. Either they want to get off their meds. So can you, with all the meds that you described, Can you talk more about that? Like, what are the side effects of being on a sleeping aid for a very long time, or just
They
short
have
time?
linked Ambien with early dementia, so that is huge. Yeah, if you look it up, really Ambien can give you short-term memory loss. You can feel like you're forgetting little things, like where did I put the keys, or did I remember to do this A, B, and C. Then you start noticing your moods might change. So it actually has long-term cognitive effects. Unfortunately,
Wow.
yeah.
So if someone is on a sleeping aid and they want to switch over to more of a natural form, like a CBD or whatever it is, would you recommend them weaning off slowly, or like, because they're probably anxious of getting off of it because they're not getting the quality sleep that they need?
Sure. Of course, you have to talk to your doctor before adjusting your meds. Your sleep aids, like Ambien, really are meant to be short-term use, 30
wow.
days max. But oftentimes my colleagues, and I've done this before I knew about it, is you just keep refilling the prescription.
Right.
Because the patient comes back and they're high functional, they're working, they're moms,
Right.
they're
Professionals,
highly successful people.
yeah, exactly.
They come to me and they say, I need to sleep, I need that refill, like
Yeah.
I can't function without sleeping. So you would gradually work out a program where you're integrating medical cannabis or CBD with your sleep aid, and slowly getting off
and weaning it off.
if the CBD works for
Right,
you.
right.
Yeah.
So I read that CBD doesn't make you drowsy. Is that a true or kind of true statement?
It depends on the person.
Okay.
And it depends on the amount you're taking. So sometimes small amounts of CBD are energizing, like we had mentioned
Right.
in our earlier episodes, and then a little bit more. If you're taking higher doses, it can be quite sedating and relaxing.
Right. But would it make you drowsy?
It might not make you drowsy. You might have to do another cannabinoid.
Okay. So would CBD make you fall asleep, or would it help you get really rested sleep once you are sleeping?
That's a great delineation. So CBD, because it helps you with your nervous system, like we talked about in the previous episode, helps you feel more relaxed. It might help you stay asleep.
Right. So if someone has trouble falling asleep, which that's me, how can this help?
So there's other cannabinoids such as CBN or THC, THCA. Those other cannabinoids help patients fall asleep.
So I heard that CBN is a stale version of THC.
Yeah.
It's like a very close cousin to THC then.
So CBN is stale weed. So if you've had some, weed in your drawer that you've had forever and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I still have this.
Yeah.
And you were to smoke it, you'll notice that you become very relaxed and very tired.
Oh, interesting.
So that's usually CBN. So that the weed has converted into CBN.
Got it.
Yeah.
So if CBN is introduced into a tincture with CBD, that will help you fall asleep.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And the indica strains, that's what they use in marketing terms. Indica is in the couch.
Oh my
right? It's
God.
very relaxing. So that's what you're sort of looking for. Yeah.
Okay. So we have a tincture at the shop that is made just for sleep, and they formulated with CBN.
Okay.
I'm always curious. So to do that, are they adding CBN after they make their formula, or are you growing a plant? Are you growing a hemp plant that has that component in it already?
What a great question. So the cannabinoids, there's over 100 cannabinoids. Right. Those cannabinoids include CBN.
Right.
Those cannabinoids include THC, THCA, CBD, CBG. So they're probably isolating so that the majority of their extraction results in greater CBN, which is sedating.
Right.
And then they're also probably adding, like I looked at that tincture bottle earlier when you showed me, they're probably adding terpenes that are relaxing. And we talked about in the previous episode, linalool, like lavender, myrcene. Those are very relaxing and sedating terpenes that help deliver the cannabinoids into your system and help relax you.
You're like literally baking a cake. Like you need all of the components, right? To make sure that this cake fits the need that you have. Do you find that this is the future of the CBD world, where we're able to customize the formula or the plant, I guess, to make sure that it's fitting, your pain needs, your sleeping needs, and your stress relief needs?
That's a good point.
Right? Yeah, because I think there's so many tinctures in the market. I think the only thing that is different about the tinctures are usually the potency, the milligrams, and full spectrum or isolates, right?
And that's why the educated consumer is going to be the one that's most successful.
Right.
And figuring out what their right dose is and which formula is right for them.
Right. But having something that's targeted, like sleep with an added higher bit of CBN or
Yes.
THCA or whatever it is,
Yes.
in the tincture, I think that is so resourceful and so helpful for anyone who comes in and goes, I need problem sleeping. We actually understand what are the other cannabinoids responsible for that is now, in addition to the CBD part.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. And there's some formulas you might find on the market where they're mixing the cannabinoids with like a melatonin or valerian root. So different herbal mixtures might also be helpful as well.
Okay. So if you were to use a tincture at night for sleep, say, is it okay to use you can't probably use it during the day, right? Because there's a high, kind of CBN mix in there. Would you recommend using another tincture that is not focused on CBN during the day and then using a sleep version at night?
Yes.
So you're doing two different tinctures are okay.
Two different tinctures are okay. I would call it a daytime dose, your daytime formula, and then your nighttime formula.
And would you build tolerance to it?
With any cannabinoid, with any plant-based product, I mean, this is your vitamin C, your magnesium that you take, your echinacea that you take during the wintertime, you can build a tolerance. Your body self-regulates. So when you take the same thing over and over again, the body gets a little bit lazy, produces less, and your body builds a tolerance. So it's always good to change it up. Pick 2 to 3 different products that you might cycle through in a different season, in different months of the year.
Okay.
And that's perfectly okay.
So if CBD, CBN, that helps you get to sleep, if you have another tincture without the CBN and just CBD, that doesn't necessarily get you to sleep. But if you want that, would you consider another delivery method? Would you vape and then also do a tincture to kind of get you to set you down and then help you stay asleep?
Exactly. So if your issue is falling asleep, like you just can't shut your brain off.
That's me.
It's
That's
like
me.
It's like a Ferrari, and you
Yeah.
have like bicycle pedals for brakes, and you're just
Yeah.
like, I can't.
Oh my
I'm
God,
just
that's a good
thinking
one.
about the day. I'm thinking about the day. I can't shut off. Then you would use the vape because the vape will work within 10 minutes. You don't have to lay there mulling over like, oh my God.
And
oh
that-
my
and that
God,
gets
an
me
hour,
more
an hour,
anxious.
An hour, yes.
Right? Because I'm like, I'm waiting to get to sleep and I can't sleep. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm counting, but I don't want to look at the clock.
Right.
Because I feel like I'm wasting time now.
Yes.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh,
So
yes.
you would use that vape. You would use that fast acting. But then you could also be the type that it's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And you wake up and then the hours you're counting are like, I need to get to sleep. I need those extra 2 hours. I need those extra 4 hours. Then you would take a sort of like an edible or a capsule or a gel cap. So that gel cap will kick in 2 to 3 hours.
Got it. And they'll hold you through the night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll hold you through the night without making you feel groggy in the morning.
That's a great question because I have people who say that, like, is this going to make me groggy when I wake up?
If you take too much, yes.
Oh,
if you
interesting.
go over your dose, when you wake up, you'll feel that lull. It just can't get up.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to experiment and work carefully and figure out, what is your optimal therapeutic dosage. So when you wake up in the morning, you feel refreshed. You feel like you have restorative sleep.
So the desired result is that you get a deep rest of sleep, and when you open your eyes, you're not like kind of cloudy, and that is the therapeutic window that we're aiming at.
Yes.
So if you feel that cloudiness or that what would you say, like
Hungover.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you feel hungover.
So that's too much.
Too much?
So that we're gonna push it back down, and then if you don't feel anything at all, what happens if you wake up and you're like, I felt like yesterday when I didn't even take this? Is that not enough?
That's not enough.
You gotta push it up a little bit.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
A lot of people ask, so what is the right amount?
That's what you have to figure out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So should we microdose, which is usually around
2 to 5 milligrams.
2 to 5, and then you adjust it to another 5 milligrams.
Yep.
Every 2 days, maybe.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
And then if you feel something, stay.
Yep.
If you don't, give another 5.
Yep.
And if it's too much, push it down, and
Yep.
then that's how you would get your window.
Perfect.
And then you stay there for as long as you need to until you develop a tolerance for it, basically.
Exactly. And
Right.
what my patients notice, what people will notice is after a few months of doing this, your body self-regulates, and you might not need the CBD, you might not need the
That is
cannabis
so
to sleep at all,
cool.
because your body, your circadian rhythm, so your hypothalamus, so in your brain, starts to be able to fall asleep on its own. So you might use it for that night you entertained, that night you went out Friday night and Saturday, and things are thrown off a little bit.
Yeah. So I guess another question is, a lot of people ask, like, if I take this, it's just gonna happen tonight. and given that they haven't gotten their therapeutic window yet and they haven't found, all that, would you say that in order for it to be effective, would you have to try it for at least a few nights and then you get your rhythm and then that's when it becomes effective?
Exactly. This is herbal medicine. When you boil it down, it's plant-based medicine, so it does take time for your body to react. It's not when you're using pharmaceutical medication like your Xanax, like your Ambien, it's a very narrow therapeutic window and you can expect it to work then and there, right? Just like high blood pressure medication or diabetes medication. Very thin, narrow. But with plant-based medicine, it's broad. So you have to really give your body time to adjust to it.
That is a good question.
Yeah.
Okay. The before we end, we're going to talk about sleep hygiene. That's a big one, right? What would you take it?
Gosh. Oh, there's so many different things for sleep hygiene. Like for me, it's making sure I have blackout curtains.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And would an eye mask be the same thing?
I don't like putting something on me. Right, I have this like sensory thing, so I don't like wrapping anything on my face. So for me, I have blackout curtains. So especially now, so that early like 5 a.m. doesn't wake me up that early. What type of things do you do? Because I know you're on the computer a lot.
I am. I am trying very, very hard to not be on my computer or my phone at least an hour before sleep, and it's very challenging because my mind doesn't stop. So even though I'll kind of embrace like little things that makes me very relaxed. I'll put a face mask on or something like that, like just to like kind of get myself to sit down. But my mind doesn't stop though. So even though I'm not physically doing anything, my mind is still working. And then I feel anxious because I'm not recording all that down. So it's kind of weird, you know what I mean? So then I'll grab my phone and be like, I just remember this and I need to write it down. And then I'm again on my phone again. And I'll put it down. And then, so I can't get my mind to slow down in that sense. And I've realized, when we're talking about all this, when I was, pain managing, my mind was able to kind of like put a pulse on it or just like stop it for a little bit. And then I'm able to actually sleep. So I'm trying to get back to that stage where I can have that quality sleep because it really helps my day. And I didn't realize how important it was to have quality sleep until that moment happened.
Wow.
Which has been like, I've been sleeping like this
knows?
for all my life, right? And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I never felt so rested. And I understand now what it means to feel rested. And call me crazy, but I think I'm chasing that feeling. Is that weird?
Interesting.
You just don't.
Am I addicted? Like, do you have a regular sleep time? Like, I know I have to go to bed by 9.
Now I'm trying to.
Okay.
Now I'm trying to. Now I'm like, basically by 1, I need to get off. I need to sleep. But that feeling was so refreshing where I felt like it jumps out of my day. I really want it back because it really just helps the rest of my week, you know? And I think I just have to figure out how to reset because I am chasing that deep sleep feeling, which is the weirdest thing to chase. Of all things, yeah. But it's
rebooting your own computer. You're rebooting your brain.
Yeah. So now I'm trying these drops that have the CBN in it.
Okay.
I'm charting it down.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out what is my therapeutic window, and then hopefully we can like keep it there. But we're as much as customers who come to the store to experiment with CBD, I'm doing it myself too. So then I can understand the steps that they're going through to achieve their desired effects.
Keep us updated.
I know.
Yeah.
So far, like today was better than yesterday. I upped my dose a little bit today, and it was better than yesterday.
Good.
I think I've gotten there yet. But that is it for today for sleep. Let us know if you have quality sleep. Some people even don't know what that means, to be honest with you, like quality rested sleep. But if you do struggle with sleep and insomnia, I hope this episode is helpful. If you have any questions, please let us know, and we'll try to get to them as much as possible. But Dr. June, always the best. And we will see you in the next episode. Oh, sorry. Quick fire question. That's right. I totally forgot about that. I don't know if I did the last time either. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, sleep. What is the amount of sleep you need a night?
I say on average a really good amount of sleep is 7 to 8 hours.
7 to 8 hours.
7 to 8 hours.
Okay.
Straight sleep.
Straight sleep, not get
sleep.
up and sleep. Okay. Can you reset yourself naturally for sleep?
You can reset yourself, but there's a myth. You can't catch up on sleep. So if you have like crappy night sleep Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you can't say, well, I'm going to use the weekend and catch up. There's no such thing. I'm going to do extra on Friday and Saturday night to make up for the loss of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
You can't do that.
No, you just have to sleep regularly.
Okay.
A good straight 7 to 8 hours restorative sleep regularly.
Okay.
That's it.
Your thoughts on naps?
Nap is great.
Oh, okay.
Nap is great.
Colin, we're
30
so excited to hear that.
30-minute increments is always great.
Okay.
And naps help you sort of reset during the day and refocus again.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much. And we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.